Virginia Woolf, Critical Analysis of Professions for Women. Virginia Woolf, she was a modern novelist, a modern writer, and Professions for Women was actually a speech given or delivered by Virginia Woolf. So now this question is very important for the examination. That's why that I have chosen only this one. Critical analysis or critical appreciation or critical summary of professions for women. Okay. First of all, you can use this heading if you want, introduction or Virginia Woolf as a novelist or Virginia Woolf or the speech. Depends on you what kind of heading you make for your exams. So simple heading you can take professions for women as a speech, So now the very first is in introduction. In this essay, right, professions for women, actually it was a speech delivered by Virginia Woolf. So in this essay, professions for women, Virginia Woolf is addressing a group of women. Who are the audience of Virginia Woolf? Especially women, because she herself was a woman and now she is delivering this speech to a group of women seeking employment in a field predominated by men. There are so many fields in which we find only the domination of men, and now those women, they are trying their best to find out an employment in the field where is worked only by men. So now she was addressing to this particular group of women. This essay is an adaptation of the speech. Okay. So this essay is an adaptation of the speech delivered by Virginia Woolf, by the writer Woolf, and where before the National Society. Okay, it was delivered here before the National Society for Women's Service. On which date? On 21st January 1931. So this date is very important. This speech was delivered in 1931 on 21st January before the National Society for Women's Service, and it was addressed to a group of women who were asking employment in a field. Virginia Woolf, the writer, in this essay, Profession for Women, she highlights, okay, she emphasizes on what? She highlights what? The importance of women's independence. This is the main theme, this is the main concern, or this was the main purpose of Virginia Woolf, to focus on the importance of women's independence. Both importance of women's independence in both field, okay, in professional field and in her private field, that according to her that she must try to get independence both in her profession, what profession she likes to have, and also in her private life she must try to get independence. So now next heading is imagery. Virginia Woolf uses two imagery especially, and they are also very famous. Imagery in this speech or in this essay, Virginia Woolf has used two images, okay, particularly two images which are well known, to make her points quite convincing. To convince her audience or to convince her readers, she uses particularly two images to make her points clear. The images are very appropriate because she explains each and everything, convincing her audience or reader, and for that she uses these two images, and which are suitable to her point or to her subject. The very first image is used by her in this speech, the angel in the house. Okay, the angel, we can say the phantom, and this phantom is within all women or all men. There is no person who doesn't have this kind of phantom, especially women. So the angel or the phantom in the house. This image. The second image is the fisherman on the verge of a deep lake. Another one is of the fisherman, and these images explain very well the thoughts and feelings of Virginia Woolf. Right? These images explain image of angel and image of the fisherman, they explain effectively the thoughts and feelings of Woolf. Now, the very first image is the angel. The very first image is the angel in the house. Now, this angel in the house, who is this angel? Actually, the angel is a sacrificing woman. A sacrificing woman, that is a woman who always likes to sacrifice this and that. And the sole purpose of this angel is in her life is only to soothe and flatter men. She has no mind of her own because she doesn't have her own likes, dislikes, choices, and whatever she does only for the pleasure of others, especially men. So now she has been presented like this, as if she doesn't have her own intellectuality or her wisdom, mind of her own she doesn't have. So this woman, according to Virginia Woolf, this angel or this phantom or this kind of woman who always like to please others is in every house, and this woman prevents Woolf also, because she has told us that the angel or this kind of phantom or this woman is in every house, and now Virginia Woolf, she is not an exception. So now this is the angel, that this is the woman that prevents even Virginia Woolf herself from expressing her thoughts, because now Virginia Woolf, she wanted to express her feelings, her thoughts, but she cannot express them openly. She cannot express herself truly. Why? Because of this angel within her. So now this is the reason, because her profession is of a writer, she is a novelist, she has chosen this profession of being a writer, and now she cannot write anything, because if she is unable to express her thoughts and feelings, then how she can write independently, because all the time she has to think only of the pleasure, only of the happiness of others, especially men. So now Virginia Woolf's problem is of this angel, because she is not getting rid of it, and this is why that she is not getting satisfaction in her occupation. She could not write anything that might hurt the male ego, because all the time she thinks only of the male ego, male dominated society, male dominated world. She, after much effort and time, kills this woman, this phantom. Okay, this angel is a phantom, and Virginia Woolf tries her best to get rid of it, and in the end, when she gets fed up with it, what she does? She kills this woman. She becomes violent, she becomes merciless, and with her own hands she murders this angel, this woman, or this phantom which was within her. So killing the angel in the house was a part of the occupation of a woman writer. Woolf solved this problem, and how she solved this problem? That she was feeling a lot of problem in expressing her thoughts and feelings openly, she solved this problem killing the angel, but with much difficulty, with much struggle. But she could not solve the second problem. Okay, this was the first problem, that she was not doing anything because of this phantom within her, but she couldn't solve the second problem. Second problem was telling the truth, what she was feeling about her body as a woman, about her gender. So this was the second problem, this was the second thought she wanted to express, but she could not, and there was no solution to this problem according to Woolf. So she could not solve the second problem, telling the truth about her own experiences as a body. Now the second image is used by Virginia Woolf was of a fisherman. This was the second image, and the fisherman who was sitting where? On the verge of a deep lake. So in this second image of a fisherman, Virginia Woolf has compared herself as a novelist, and she compares herself just with a fisherman sitting on the verge of a deep lake, and with what? With a rod held out over the water. So this kind of image is presented by Woolf, and this is the second image of a fisherman. And now she, making a compare with this fisherman, she writes a novel in a state of a trance. Right? She writes a novel in a state of a trance. She cannot write a single word until she reaches that state. So now she also, just like a fisherman, sitting in her room with pen in her hand, and she waits as he was with a rod, sitting on the verge of a deep lake with a rod. So now Virginia Woolf, she was also sitting in her room with a pen in her hand. As a fisherman waits, so now she also waits for the words to come her spontaneously, just like a fisherman who waits for a fish, very patient, very, we can say that with patience, passionately. So just like that, Virginia Woolf, she is also waiting, sitting in her room, having a pen in her hand, and she is waiting for the correct words which come naturally or spontaneously to her. She is writing freely, she is expressing the depths of her being, and suddenly what happens, Virginia Woolf, that she stops because now she just come out of her dream, and it was not possible for her to continue her writing. And she, what she does, she suddenly reminds that she is a woman, and now she reminds of her gender, and she can never forget this throughout at the time of writing, that what her gender is. She is a woman, and she cannot express her thoughts and feelings openly, independently or freely. She cannot write so freely. Why? Because of being a woman, and this makes her stop, this makes her disturbed, and now the words which were coming to her spontaneously, freely, they also stop to come. Woolf cannot write about their feelings, emotions, sentiments, or the passions which it was unfitting for her. Means how can she use those words or those sentiments about which she doesn't have any kind of knowledge. So it was unfitting for her as a woman to say. So her reason, because those passions should not have been expressed by a woman according to Woolf, and that was a taboo, we can say. Her reason tells her that man will be shocked if particular feelings, if particular passions are expressed through her writings, then there will be a shock. There will be the men, they will be shocked, they will never like this, and the main purpose of a woman is only to please men. So Now this makes her stop the consciousness of what men will say. Most of the thing we always think what people say, but now the problem with Virginia Woolf is, as a woman writer, whatever she writes, whatever she wants to express, that this is the inner consciousness of what men will say when they will find that this passion or this was written or this was expressed by a woman. So the consciousness of what men will say about a woman who speaks the truth about her passion. So it is not possible for a woman to speak the truth, what she is feeling, what she wants to tell, wants to express, or what she is going through. So each and everything has to be concealed, has to be told lie by a woman writer. The trance was over and her imagination was working no longer. Now, high imagination needs to be a good writer, and when Virginia Woolf, she was getting high imagination to start writing, at once suddenly her imagination stops. It works no longer, and now it was not possible for her to continue her writing, because what comes between her and her writing, her gender, her being a woman. And now she thinks, she feels that if she cannot write openly, freely about her passions, about her thinkings, about her ideas, being a woman, then there will be no use, and she feels uncomfortable. She feels somewhat her as a slave of male dominated society, and now she drops the pen down. Now, style. Style of the essay Profession for Women. This essay is written in a conversational style. Okay, conversational style because it was a speech, and it seemed as if Virginia Woolf was talking just like a friend, and it seems to be a conversation. So this is why that Virginia Woolf, she has used what kind of style? A conversational style, because she uses here first person, and her point of view is also of a first person. So now Virginia Woolf, she connects with her readers in a manner that is autobiographical. So we can call this speech very personal, very subjective, or autobiographical style is used here. Autobiographical is this speech or essay, because whatever is being told, that is being told by Virginia Woolf about herself, about her own thinking, about her own problem, about her own angel or phantom living always with her. So in a manner that is autobiographical and talking directly to the readers by using the pronoun I. So this first person is used, and this is why that we say that it is written in a conversational style. That makes, when she talks in a first person point of view, she uses this pronoun I, so it makes her expression more realistic. Okay, so now that's why that we feel that whatever is being told, that is completely true, because that is coming from the heart of the Virginia Woolf, and she shares very freely her own experiences as a novelist, as a woman writer, what she herself went through at the time of writing, because she has also chosen this profession for herself to be a writer. So she shares her own experiences with the readers openly, freely, independently, truly and honestly. She doesn't try to hide anything from her readers or from her audience. So the style of Virginia Woolf is conversational, it is autobiographical, and it is realistic. So now the title, is the title of this essay appropriate or suitable? Profession for women. Yes, the title of this essay is very suitable, it is very proper, and it is a correct title because whatever is being told in this essay, that is based only on the profession of or profession for women, and it is a very meaningful title. It is, we can say, it is an engripping title because it catches it, it makes us curious to be aware of the theme when she keeps this title profession. Now instantly it gives an idea about the thought that what we are going to read, what we are going to have, or what kind of ideas we are going to be told. So instantly it gives, the title of this essay gives us an idea or a thought what may be the content of this essay. So the title, the professions for women, is a correct title. It is a very suitable title. So now the next one is the next one heading we can have her own profession. Okay, her own profession as a writer. Her own profession. What was the profession of Virginia Woolf? It was of a novelist, of a writer, because she herself was a writer. So Virginia Woolf, in her speech Professions for Women that was delivered in 1931, she discusses a very controversial topic. This is a very controversial topic because here we can find feminism in this essay, as she talks of she talks about the independence, about the liberty of women in their job, in their profession. So this subject is very controversial subject because it is related to women in jobs. And Woolf argues that women are taken always, they are taken for granted in the workplace. She also explains her job of a writer, that it was not an easy profession to acquire, of course, and she also lists difficulties, all the hardships, all the problems, what she went through at the time of writing, at the time of publication. Each and everything is expressed fully in this essay. She also makes a list of all the difficulties she had when she first started her career as a novelist or as a writer, and she also expresses what she felt during her struggles. So this is a controversial topic, and you can take this heading also, that her own profession as a writer or her own struggles as a writer. Okay, this heading can be also taken, her own struggle as a writer. Now the next main heading is theme. What is the theme of this essay, profession for women? So Virginia Woolf, she takes the theme of the professional woman, as the title also suggests, and she describes the feelings, ambitions, desires, dreams of a female heart. Means of a female heart, each and everything is told. All the feelings, all the sentiments, all the passions, all the suppressed desires, all their ambitions of a female heart is told in this speech or in this essay. So we can say that the theme is the biased ideology of the society. The society is biased and it has this kind of ideology regarding women, right? So they are biased only for the women. Women have to face prejudice. The first thing, that they have to go through this prejudice everywhere in the society. Everywhere in the society, whether it is at their home, at their workplace, or it doesn't matter, that wherever they go, they always face these prejudices or any social gathering. So women are not allowed it to adopt the profession of their choice, because most of the professions are male dominated profession, and women are not supposed to be there or supposed to adopt those kinds of profession. So now in this essay, Virginia Woolf, you can also use this heading, harmless profession. Okay, another heading, harmless profession. And in this essay, Virginia Woolf tells particularly about the profession of writing. And what she says, that writing is a harmless profession. Harmless profession, it doesn't harm anyone. And it is also not precious profession, costly profession, because you need only your own room, you need only few papers and only a pen. So it is also not very costly profession, it is a very harmless profession. But here too, she is not free to write anything. But the problem occurs with a writer when she finds that even choosing a harmless profession, she is not independent, and she is unable to write anything whatever she desires or whatever she wants. So she has to keep in her mind that her writing should not hurt the ego of male. She all the time she has to keep this point in her brain, that whatever she is writing, that must be according to the mentality of male, and their ego must never be hurt. And when she is keeping this point in her mind, she cannot write openly or freely, and she should not write anything about the female body, because it is a taboo and it is not accepted in the male dominated society. So this is the main theme of this speech, of this essay. The next one is inspirational. This essay is motivational. It is very inspiring essay, because we find here inspirational teaching in this essay. Now Virginia Woolf, she gives through this speech or through this essay a motivation and inspiration to women. For what? For standing up in order to get their rights, so that they may get up and they may fight for their rights. Virginia Woolf in this essay also teaches women to face boldly. To face boldly what? The discrimination of society, the partiality of society. Discriminations, rules and regulations are different for male and different for female. So this kind of discrimination is not liked by Virginia Woolf based on the gender. So they have to dismantle the image of angel, and this is also a message of Woolf to all the women of this world, that they must have to kill, they must have to destroy that phantom, that ghost, that has been given this word angel, that you have to be good, you have to be the best, you have to just to be suitable according to the mentality of male dominated society. So you have to dismantle, you have to come out of this image of angel if you want to get freedom or independence in your life. You have to kill that phantom within you. So they must speak out of their reasonable demands, and this is an advice of Virginia Woolf towards all the women, that they must speak out their heart, their ambition, their desires, their dreams, their passion, and if their reasonable demands are refused, then they must fight for that, they must fight for their rights, and they must speak out if they are being exploited. Exploitation should never be tolerated by a woman, and she must stand up, she must fight, she must refuse to be exploited by anyone. Or if her fundamental rights are being violated, then she must also go against of this. So this essay was an inspirational essay, inspiring essay, motivational essay. So this was the complete critical appreciation of professions for women.